Here's a bit of background on the situation. Since myself and my husband returned to work after parental leave, 6 months total as we staggered our leave start dates, with me returning part-time and my husband working full-time mostly from home, my toddler has been in part-time daycare and then is watched by my mom every Tuesday. We were happy that I had the opportunity to switch from full-time to part-time after maternity leave, and B, that we were able to find a reputable daycare close to home that offers part-time daycare for infants and toddlers, literally the best of both worlds. My mom gave us, mostly me, a huge guilt trip about enrolling our son in daycare at 6 months old, saying she would step up as the primary caregiver on the 3 days a week that I'm away at work, so he could avoid daycare altogether. We had some concerns over this, especially since my parents live an hour away, and it's a huge commitment. We ended up compromising, settling on having my mom watch our son once a week, every Tuesday, and then attending daycare the other 2 days I'm at work. My dad also works from home and accompanies my mom on Tuesdays to work from our house because she doesn't want to make the drive by herself. We made it clear that we needed my mom to function as a caregiver on Tuesdays, stressing the increased responsibility over just being his grandmother, and she said she understood. We have a written meal/nap schedule for my mom to reference when she watches him, and have updated it periodically as his nap schedule changes. It's been just over a year since we started this part-time daycare/part-time babysitting agreement. Overall, it has been fine, but we've run into some conflicts along the way. My parents are consistently 15 to 20 minutes late every Tuesday, which has put strain on the start of my husband's workday. My mom has trouble sticking to my son's schedule, sometimes not feeding him lunch until 2 p.m., sometimes not even trying to start his nap until 1 to 1.5 hours late, not giving him the pre-prepared food we have ready for him for breakfast, lunch, and snacks, and going rogue, being vague about how long and when his naps were when we ask, etc. She means well and really loves her grandson. I understand that sometimes little kids don't want a nap, and I don't care if she wants to make him something to eat other than what we already have prepared. We did it to make it easier for meals, but the constant deviation from his schedule and being late has been wearing on us. She will also intermittently mention how I could switch from part-time to PRN, so I could spend more time at home rather than at work. I'm a clinician and could make that switch, but I like my part-time schedule and current routine. It feels low-key like a guilt trip every time those comments are made, though. Fast forward to this past Tuesday. My husband had been working all morning and left his home office to check on my mom and our now 19-month-old around 12:30. They were playing upstairs, but by this point it was already an hour past the time he typically starts his nap. My husband said she needed to get him settled and ready for a nap and stop playing until after he was done with his nap. He also asked what our 19-month-old had eaten for breakfast and lunch, and my mom told him between the 2 meals he had eaten 5 eggs, scrambled for breakfast, hard-boiled for lunch, and some pinto beans. We have so many options in our fridge and pantry between leftovers, yogurt, oatmeal, fruit, veggies, PB&J, etc., so my husband said he was concerned she had given him that many eggs and not much else. My husband went back downstairs while my mom put our son down for a nap. Afterwards, she came downstairs and confronted my husband, saying that he and myself, though I was at work mind you, don't respect her, that we constantly keep telling her what to do on Tuesdays when she watches our toddler, that she feels like nothing she does is ever enough for us, that we're taking advantage of her by expecting her to be a caregiver when she should just be able to be his grandma, that she's just trying to step up to keep him out of daycare, that it's special bonding time for her, etc. My husband stayed calm and told her our side, to which my mom perseverated on the fact that he wasn't getting appropriately upset by the conversation. There really was no resolution as my husband had to go back to work. My mom avoided me when I got home, and my parents left without further discussion. My husband filled me in after the fact. I haven't talked to my mom about it since. My husband and I are planning to talk to a family therapist/counselor about the whole situation before moving forward, but I'm of the mindset of having a conversation with my parents about having them stop coming to our house on Tuesdays and instead have our toddler attend daycare 3 days a week. I'm fairly certain my mom will be upset and want to continue to watch our son on Tuesdays, but I think it's healthiest for everyone to have her stop taking on the role of a caregiver and just be his grandma. So, Ada, if I take this approach, rather than trying to work things out and continue to have my mom watch our toddler on Tuesdays?